Imagine you could wipe the slate clean and start over. What would you do differently? A thought-provoking question, isn't it? We often find ourselves stuck in the rut of routine, afraid to embrace change and start anew. But let's pause for a moment. What if the key to a fulfilling life lies in the beauty of starting over? Think about your own life. If given the chance, what would you change? What would you do differently? Starting over isn't always as scary as we make it out to be. Every sunrise presents us with a new day, a chance to start afresh. Let me share a story. There were once two trees in a dense forest. One tree stood tall and mighty, its branches reaching out to the sky, while the other was a humble sapling, struggling to grow. A fierce storm swept through the forest, and the mighty tree, despite its size and strength, was uprooted. The sapling, however, was left untouched. Devastated, the mighty tree lamented its fate. A wise old owl, who had witnessed the events, said to the fallen tree, "You were strong and tall, but you didn't bend." The sapling, on the other hand, was flexible. It swayed with the wind, and when the storm passed, it stood upright again, ready to continue its growth. The fallen tree realized its mistake. It had resisted change, held on to its old ways, and ultimately paid the price. Now, you might wonder, what happened to the sapling? Well, it grew. It grew into a magnificent tree, stronger and more resilient than the one before it. The storm, which could have been its end, became a new beginning. It was a fresh start, a chance to grow anew. This story is a metaphor for our lives. Like the fallen tree, we often resist change, clinging to our old ways out of fear or comfort. But the beauty of starting over is that it offers us a chance to grow, to learn, to become better. It's the opportunity to shed our old selves and emerge stronger, wiser, more resilient. Starting over isn't about erasing our past. It's about embracing the lessons we've learned, the experiences we've had, and using them to shape our future. It's about acknowledging our mistakes, our failures, and turning them into stepping stones for success. So the next time life presents you with a new day, a fresh start, remember the sapling. Remember that every sunrise is an opportunity, a chance to grow, to change, to start afresh. Because in the end, a fresh start can be a powerful catalyst for change. Change is inevitable. It's how we respond to it that makes all the difference. Let's take a moment to think about change. It's like a river, flowing endlessly, carving its path through mountains and valleys. It's relentless, yet fluid. And just as the river shapes the landscape, change shapes our lives. It's a fundamental part of our existence, an intrinsic aspect of the universe we inhabit. Often, we resist change. We cling to the familiar, the comfortable, the predictable. We build walls around ourselves, attempting to keep the river at bay. But in doing so, we limit our potential. We confine ourselves to the known, the safe, the stagnant. And while there's comfort in familiarity, there's also a lack of growth, a lack of exploration, a lack of evolution. Embracing change, on the other hand, is like opening the floodgates. It's about tearing down the walls we've built and letting the river flow freely. It's about stepping out of our comfort zones and allowing ourselves to be shaped by the currents of life. It's about accepting the uncertainty of the unknown and finding the courage to navigate it. Consider the story of the caterpillar. Its existence is one of constant transformation, from a tiny egg to a crawling creature. and then into a cocoon where it undergoes its most significant change. In embracing this process, it emerges as a magnificent butterfly, a symbol of growth and transformation. Similarly, we too can harness the power of change. We can use it as a tool for growth, for transformation, for evolution, whether it's a change in career, relationship, or personal goals. Each shift presents an opportunity for us to learn, to adapt, to grow. It's not about avoiding the river, but learning to swim with the current. And here's the beautiful part. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We discover aspects of ourselves we didn't know existed. We unlock potential we didn't know we had. We find strength we didn't know we possessed. Embracing change can lead to unexpected and rewarding outcomes. So, let's not resist the river. Let's dive in and see where it takes us. After all, life is not about staying still, but about moving forward, evolving, growing. It's about embracing the beauty of constant change. The unknown can be terrifying, but it can also be thrilling. Diving into the unknown can be like stepping into a dark room. You're not sure what's in there or how to navigate it. This fear can be paralyzing, and it can deter us from starting anew, from embracing change. We'd rather stick to what's familiar, even if it's not fulfilling, rather than face the uncertainty. Let's take a moment to ponder on an anecdote. Imagine, if you will, a young woman named Emily. Emily had a safe, steady job, but she yearned for more. She dreamed of starting her own business, but the fear of the unknown held her back. What if she failed? What if she couldn't pay her bills? The fear was paralyzing. But one day, Emily decided to face her fear. She quit her job, took a leap of faith, and launched her own business. It was scary and difficult. There were times when she doubted herself, when she wondered if she'd made a terrible mistake, but she kept going. And in time, her business grew. She discovered skills she didn't know she had, met people she wouldn't have otherwise met, and experienced a sense of fulfillment she'd never felt before. Emily's story illustrates how facing the unknown can lead to growth and discovery. Yes, the unknown can be scary, but it's also where all the possibilities lie. It's where we find new skills, new experiences, new connections. It's where we can create a life that's truly fulfilling. So when you're standing on the edge of a new beginning, staring into the unknown, remember Emily. Remember that the unknown is not a dark room to be feared, but a new landscape to be explored. It's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity to grow, to learn, to discover. As we navigate through life, we must remember that the fear of the unknown is natural, but it should not hold us back from starting over, from embracing change. The unknown is not to be feared, but to be explored. Your perspective shapes your reality. Picture this: two people standing side by side, staring at the same landscape. One sees a barren desert, a place of isolation and desolation. The other sees a vast arena, a blank canvas ripe with potential and opportunity. Same landscape, two different realities. This is the power of perspective. Our perspective is the lens through which we view the world. It determines how we interpret our surroundings, how we react to situations, and ultimately, how we live our lives. It's the difference between seeing a setback as a crushing defeat or a stepping stone towards success. Consider the process of starting over. It might seem daunting, even impossible. But let's shift our perspective. Instead of viewing it as a daunting task. We could see it as a chance to wipe the slate clean, to build anew from the ground up. It's an opportunity to learn from past experiences and apply those lessons to the future. Think of it like a book. Each chapter is an experience, a part of your life. Starting over doesn't mean throwing the book away. It means turning the page, beginning a new chapter. It's not about forgetting the past, but rather using it as a foundation to build your future. There's a saying, when one door closes, another one opens. But often we're so focused on the closed door that we fail to see the open one. That's where perspective comes in. By shifting our focus, we can see the opportunities that arise from change rather than the losses. Take the story of Thomas Edison, the renowned inventor. After countless failed attempts to create the electric light bulb, he didn't see failure. He saw 10,000 ways that didn't work. That shift in perspective led him to the right solution. And that's the beauty of perspective. It's not about what happens to us, but rather how we choose to interpret it. It's about finding the silver lining in the storm cloud, the opportunity in the obstacle. A shift in perspective can open up a world of possibilities. Resilience is not just about bouncing back. It's about moving forward. It's about having the strength to face adversity head-on, to take on the challenges that come with change, and to forge a new path. Resilience is a crucial companion in the journey of starting over. Let's talk about Jane. Jane was a successful corporate lawyer. She had it all: a high-paying job, a luxurious lifestyle, and a reputation that commanded respect. But one day, her world came crashing down. A scandal rocked her firm. Her job was lost, and her reputation tarnished. Jane was left with nothing. In the face of such adversity, it would have been easy for Jane to crumble, to give in to despair, but she didn't. Instead, she chose to be resilient. She chose to pick up the pieces of her shattered life and start over. Jane decided to use her legal expertise to start her own consultancy, helping small businesses navigate the complex world of law. It was a tough journey, filled with setbacks and disappointments. But Jane, fueled by her resilience, persevered. Her resilience empowered her to embrace the change in her life. Rather than hiding from her past, she used it as a stepping stone to build a new future. She started over, not because she had to, but because she chose to. Jane's story is a testament to the power of resilience in the face of adversity. Resilience is more than just a trait. It's a way of life. It's about seeing the silver lining in every cloud, about turning every setback into a setup for a comeback. It's about understanding that it's okay to fall, as long as we pick ourselves up and keep moving forward. It's about embracing change, not fearing it. In the journey of starting over, resilience is the fuel that keeps us going. It's the force that pushes us to rise every time we fall, to keep going even when the odds are against us. It's the power that helps us turn adversity into opportunity, change into growth. Resilience can be the key to unlocking the beauty of starting over. Letting go is an art that can set you free. It's a phrase we've all heard, but the true depth of its meaning isn't always easy to grasp. Let's delve into this concept and understand why it's so crucial in the process of starting over. Imagine you're holding a hot coal in your hand. It's burning you, causing you discomfort, maybe even pain. But for some reason, you're holding on to it. Maybe it's because you're used to the heat, or because you're afraid of what will happen if you let it go. It's only when you release it that you realize the freedom that comes with letting go. This hot coal, this symbol of pain, is often what we carry within us. Past mistakes, regrets, fears, or toxic relationships. Let's consider a personal story. There was once a man who held onto a failing business for years. He had poured his heart, time, and money into it. But despite his best efforts, the business was sinking. He was stuck, unable to let go, because he feared the unknown, and he felt like he was giving up on his dream. One day, he decided to let go. He sold the business, and with a heavy heart, he started over. It was scary and uncertain, but guess what? It was also liberating. He used his experiences and lessons to start a new venture. This time he was wiser, more prepared. He found success, but more importantly, he found peace. His story is a testament to the power and freedom that comes with letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or negating the past. It means accepting it, learning from it, and then freeing yourself from its weight. It's about making peace with the past so you can move forward. In the art of starting over, letting go is the first stroke on the canvas. It's the space you create for new experiences, relationships, and opportunities. It's the open door to transformation and growth. Letting go can pave the way for new beginnings. It's not just an act, but a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. And remember, every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. Starting over is an opportunity, not a setback. Let's take a moment to reflect on this journey we've embarked on together. We've explored the beauty of starting over, the courage it takes to embrace change, and the importance of perspective. We faced the fear of the unknown, recognized the role of resilience, and delved into the art of letting go. Starting over, as we've discovered, is not about discarding the past, but about redefining your path forward. It's about taking the lessons from our experiences, good or bad, and using them as stepping stones to build a better self. It's about not letting our past mistakes define us, but instead using them as fuel to ignite our transformation. The beauty of starting over lies in the promise of a fresh start. It's the chance to write a new chapter, to create a new narrative. It's the opportunity to redefine who we are, to shape our own destiny. It's the freedom to explore new possibilities, to discover new strengths, and to overcome new challenges. Change, as we've learned, is not something to be feared, but to be embraced. It's the catalyst for growth. The driving force behind evolution is the spark that ignites innovation, the wind that propels us forward. It's the essence of life itself, the very heartbeat of the universe. The power of perspective, as we've seen, is the ability to view our circumstances not as barriers, but as opportunities. It's the capacity to see beyond the immediate, to envision a brighter future. It's the courage to look at our failures, not as endings, but as beginnings. Resilience, as we've acknowledged, is not merely about bouncing back, but about growing through adversity. It's about developing the mental and emotional fortitude to weather life's storms. It's about cultivating the inner strength to rise above our challenges, to turn our trials into triumphs. Letting go, as we've understood, is not about forgetting, but about forgiving. It's about releasing the weight of our past, the burden of our regrets. It's about freeing ourselves from the chains of our fears, the shackles of our doubts. It's about embracing the present, the here and now, with open arms and an open heart. As we conclude, remember that starting over is not a sign of defeat, but a testament to your courage. It's a tribute to your resilience, a badge of your strength. It's proof of your ability to adapt, to evolve, to grow. Remember, every ending is just a new beginning in disguise.